Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
It is wonderful to see all of you who are here. Many people who are here for a bat mitzvah. Is that right? Is that right, Isabel? Okay, just wondering. And many people who are just here because it is just Shabbat, and it is wonderful to be here together. We take a moment at the beginning of our services to say Shabbat Shalom to the people who are around us. We're going to begin by saying Shabbat Shalom to the people who are streaming at home. We're going to turn to the cameras that are behind us. We're going to wave, and we're going to say Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.
We are glad to have you here. And you just practiced that. That was fantastic. And now we're going to turn to the north, the south, the east, the west, and every direction to say Shabbat Shalom to the people who are all around us. As I was driving over to Temple this evening, I was noticing the brilliant colors in the sky. The brilliant reds and even the turquoise greens and the blues that we could see. And then I was thinking about the moment that we're about to have where we light the Shabbat candles. Because Shabbat begins with light. Shabbat begins with light, that glow of the candles that's soft and steady, calling us to notice what we might otherwise overlook. So on this Shabbat, I want to invite you to think about what the candles and the light are inviting us to become aware of. Inviting us to see the distance that we sometimes feel from others, maybe the distance that we sometimes feel with ourselves, and even the sacred. I like to think that the lights of Shabbat also draw us towards love. And just as the flames stretch upwards and connect heaven to earth, we too are called to reach out towards the divine light that flows through us and sustains us. So tonight, as we light the Shabbat candles and as we see the glow, I want to invite you to open your hearts to the light of awareness and the sacred flow of love. May this Shabbat help us become even more present. May this Shabbat help us to become even more compassionate, ever more connected to one another, to ourselves, and to the divine. It is my honor to invite forward Isabel Phillipson, who has lovingly brought her parents, Stephen and Laura, and her sister Lila, to come light the Shabbat candles. And so I invite your family forward in honor of Isabel's bat mitzvah, which is tomorrow morning.
the paper.
Absolutely. Absolutely.
I'm too nervous. Okay. Light and say the same. Baruch atah
Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'tzivanu lahadlik ner shel Shabbat. Amen.
Need the paper after all.
Here you go. Hold on.
Okay, thank you.
Lila, Stephen, Cantor. And we lift up our Kiddush cups. And if you want to use your imaginary ones, you can as well. And we sanctify Shabbat with the words of Kiddush. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, borei peri hagafen. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu melech haolam, asher kiddushanu b'mitzvotav, v'ratzavanu, v'shabbat kodsho, me'ahava u'ratzon hinchilanu, zikaron lema'aseh bereshit, ki hu yom techila lemikrae kodesh, zecher letziat Mitzrayim, kivanu v'charta, ve'otanu kidashta, mikol ha'amim, ve'shabbat kodshecha, ve'ahava uvratzon, hinchaltanu, Baruch atah Adonai, mekadesh haShabbat. Amen. L'chaim. Very sweet. Isabel, when I moved to Charlotte, you were 4 years old. I remember that because I have a 4-year-old too. And to see you here, first off, you are significantly taller than you were when you were 4. But to see you here with your family here, ready to become a bat mitzvah in our community is such a beautiful thing. And we are so excited, a big mazel tov in advance. I'll say it again tomorrow, but a big mazel tov in advance to you and to your whole family. Thank you so much. Thank you. Thanks. In our congregation, one of the things that we like to do each and every Shabbat is try to lift up and elevate more joy in our lives, recognizing that sometimes the world can be difficult, and one way in which we add more light, just like the lights of Shabbat, is to lift up the joys that we have in our lives. And so whether it is a big joy or something that you experienced this week, or it's just maybe an accomplishment that you've made, I want to invite you to raise your hand and to share, as I call on you, to share just the good things that have happened in this past week or even recently. Let's see. Yes.
My granddaughter, Scotty Rose Schwartz, was on the Jumbotron at Times Square, rotating for 15 seconds at a time all day this past Monday.
Wow. For being on the Jumbotron in Times Square, one of my personal dreams. Absolutely. All right, that's awesome, Sandy. Another joy or good thing that has happened in this past week, yes? This morning you became a Jew and you had your Beit Din and dunked in the mikveh. Mazel tov.
Yay.
To you. Wonderful. Anyone else?
It's
Yeah, so Isabel. Will you just point out your family just for 1 second? Okay. This all right here. It's pretty awesome to have your family here. That's wonderful. Thank you. Anyone else? Okay. Yes. Okay, good. Congratulations on making it 2 weeks into the new job. Great. Well, whether it is the celebration of family all around, or being on a Jumbotron, or a new job, or whether it is just the joys of just recognizing that there is goodness in the world, we give thanks to God not only for giving us life, but for sustaining our lives and helping us to reach this time.
Baruch atah Adonai Eloheinu melech haolam שהחיינו וקיימנו והגיענו לזמן הזה.
In this pause of Shabbat, we find a moment to breathe deeply, to let go of the week that is behind us, and to allow ourselves to consider the possibility of what lies ahead. Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat, a psalm for Shabbat, reminds us of the beauty of this sacred time, and it calls on us to lift up our voices in celebration, to sing with hope, to sing with gratitude and love. Shabbat lights and melodies guide us towards renewal, helping us to greet this moment with open hearts and a sense of peace.
Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat Tov lehodot l'Adonai Tov lehodot l'Adonai Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon Ulezamer l'shimcha elyon Lehagir b'boker chasdecha ve'emunatcha b'leilot Lehagir b'boker chasdecha ve'emunatcha b'leilot Mizmor Shir L'Yom HaShabbat Adonai echad, u'shmo echad, l'shem u'tiferet v'lithilah. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Likrat Shabbat lechu v'nelcha, ki mekor haberacha, mirosh mikedem nesucha, sof maaseh b'machshava tchila. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Hitoreri, hitoreri, ki va'orech kumi ori. Uri, uri, shir daberi, kevod Adonai alayich nigla. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei
Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela.
Boi v'shalom ateret bala, gam besimcha uv'tzola, toch emunei am segula. Boi chala, boi chala, lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. Lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat
nekabela.
Lecha dodi, likrat kala, penei Shabbat nekabela. We remain standing as we continue with our Barchu, our call to worship. Yai la 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 la. Yai la 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 la.
Yai la 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 la, 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 yai la 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 Our tradition teaches us that with love, God gave us the Torah. And with love, that we not just see the Torah as something of the past, but something that we continue to write with our lives and with our deeds.
Ahavat olam, Beit Yisrael, Amcha ahavta. Torah u'mitzvot, chukim u'mishpatim, otanu limadeta. Ki hem chayenu, ve'orech yaveinu, uvahem negev, yomam v'layla, ve'ahavatecha al tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael. Yainai, 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 ve'ahavatecha al tasir mimenu le'olamim. Baruch atah Adonai, ohev amo Yisrael, ohev amo Yisrael, ohev amo Yisrael. Shema Yisrael, Adonai Eloheinu, Adonai Echad. Baruch Shem Kevod Malchuto Leolam Vad. Ve'ahavta et Adonai Elohecha bechol levavecha uvechol nafshecha uvechol meodecha. Ve'hayu hadmarim ha'ele asher anochi metzavecha hayom al levavecha v'shinantam levanecha v'dibarta bam b'shivtecha b'veitecha uv'lechtecha v'derech uv'shochbecha uv'kumecha וקשרתם לאות על ידיך, והיו לטוטפות בין עיניך, וכתבתם על מזוזות ביתך ובשעריך, למען תזכרו ועשיתם את כל מצוותיי, והייתם קדושים לאלוהיכם. אני אדוני אלוהיכם, אשר הוצאתי אתכם מארץ מצרים, להיות לכם לאלוהים. אני אדוני אלוהיכם. If I put myself into the story of the Exodus from Egypt, marching through the muck, can't see the other side yet, you don't know what you're going to find there. Is it better than the slavery you left behind? And in this melody that we're going to hear, there's this echo, this call and response. And what I see in my mind every time we sing this is that the person at the front of the group leading these Israelites to the other side of the sea can see far enough ahead to say, look, the way is clear. We're going to be safe. Turning back to the person behind them to say, it's okay. Follow me. I'm here with you. And so as Rabbi has said throughout this service, let us open our hearts to the gifts of awe for small miracles in the world, maybe not the parting of the sea every day, but small miracles, even just waking up in the morning, being together as a family for happy occasions, being here for Shabbat. And let us be open to the love and the help that we receive from our community. Micha mocha.
Tehilot, Ohosei, Fele, Nohora, Tehilot,
Ohosei, Fele, Malchutecha, Ra'u banecha, Bokei hayam livnei Moshe u'Miriam, Eli, Anu ve'ameru, Adonai, Yimlo, Leolam, Va'ed, Adonai, Yimlo, Leolam, Kifad Adonai et Yaakov, ugealo miyad chazak mimenu, Baruch atah Adonai, Gaal Yisrael. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Hashkiveinu, Adonai Eloheinu, Hashkiveinu leshalom, Ve'hamidenu, Shomrenu lechayim. Tifros Aleinu Sukat Shlomecha Hashkiveinu Adonai Eloheinu Hashkiveinu Leshalom. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms. Let there be love and understanding among us. Let peace and friendship be our shelter from life's storms.
We rise with the words of the Amidah.
Ya la 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 la, 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 ya la 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 la. Sefatai tiftach ufi agid tehilatecha Adonai, open up my lips that my mouth may declare your praise. Baruch atah Adonai, Eloheinu v'Elohei avoteinu v'imotenu, Elohei Abraham, Elohei Yitzchak, v'Elohei Yaakov, Elohei Sarah, Elohei Rivka, Elohei Rachel, v'Elohei Leah, Ha'el Hagadol, Hagibor v'Hanora, El Elyon, Gomel Chasadim Tovim, v'Konei Hakol, v'Zocher Chastei Avot v'Imahot, ומביא גאולה לבני בניהם, למען שמו באהבה. מלך עוזר ומושיע ומגן, ברוך אתה אדוני, מגן אברהם ועזרת שרה. אתה גיבור לעולם אדוני, מחיי הכל אתה רב להושיע, משיב הרוח ומוריד הגשם, מכלכל חיים בחסד, מחיי הכל רחמים רבים, סומך נופלים ורופא חולים, ומתיר אסורים, ומקיים אמונתו לשני עפר. מי כמוך בעל גבורות ומי דומה לך, מלך ממית ומחיה ומצמיח ישועה, ונאמן אתה להחיות הכל. ברוך אתה אדוני מחיי הכל. אתה קדוש ושמך קדוש, וקדושים בכל יום יהללוך סלה. ברוך אתה אדוני האל הקדוש.
Please be seated. I want to invite you to sit comfortably. Perhaps it's with your back straight or your just body at ease, and to let us enter into this moment of silence and stillness together. So take a deep breath in and slowly let it out. And to continue to breathe at a pace that's comfortable for yourself. And to notice the rhythm of your breath as it flows in and out. To feel your breath gently rise and fall. And now I want to invite you to just close your eyes. With each slow, steady breath, to allow yourself some more Shabbat, to relax a little more, to focus and listen to the stillness that invites reflection, renewal, and peace. We hold the prayers and the thoughts of our hearts as we sit in silence, drawing strength from the stillness of Shabbat.
עושה שלום, שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. עושה שלום, שלום במרומיו, הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, ואמרו אמן. הוא יעשה שלום עלינו ועל כל ישראל, אמן. shalom, shalom bimromav. Hu ya'aseh shalom aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael ve'yimru amen. Ve'al kol Yisrael amen.
As we say our people's greatest prayer, our prayer for peace, we also pray for the peace for the people of Israel. I want to invite you to read with me. O God and God of our ancestors, we ask your blessing for the land of Israel. Mikor HaChaim, source of life. Bless and strengthen those who defend the land and ensure their safe and speedy return home. Protect them and guide them. HaKadosh Baruch Hu, Holy and Blessed One, show Israel's leaders your path so they may act with wisdom, courage, and dedication, and that they may be unwavering in their pursuit of peace. Strengthen their hearts, but keep them from hardening. Matir Asurim, freer of captives. Return all those who are kidnapped safe and sound to their homes, without the spilling of more innocent blood, without any more souls being tarnished by horrific acts. Baal Harachamim, Master of compassion, help us hold the humanity and the heartache of the Jewish people, while also holding the humanity and the dignity of the Palestinian people. As we are made in your image, remind us of your ways. Spread over us your shelter of peace, and fulfill the vision of your prophets. They shall beat their swords into plowshares, and their spears into pruning hooks. Nation shall not take up sword against nation. They shall never again know war. And together we say, Amen. We are also placing onto the screens the names of our congregation's loved ones who we are thinking about who are in need of healing. A healing of mind and body and spirit and soul. And the beauty of the Mishaberach lies in the very connections that we have, that it binds us together. When we sing, we're not just lifting up our own prayers or those of someone that we love. We're reaching out with compassion to everyone who may be struggling, everyone who might have pain. It's not about seeking a cure. It's about calling forth strength, calling forth courage and hope. A reminder that none of us face life's challenges alone, and together we carry one another through. And so I want to invite you to share the names of people that you're thinking about on this Shabbat, either out loud or in your own heart, as my eyes go around the congregation. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Thank you. Baruch atah Adonai Rafeh Cholim, blessed are you, O God, who supports and comforts all who are in need.
The ones before Sheberach imotenu mekor habracha lavotenu. Bless those in need of healing with refuah shlema, the renewal of body, the renewal of spirit, and let us say, Amen.
When I was searching my files for a sermon for this evening, just to see if I had spoken on any particular subject, I came up with a beautiful sermon written by Isabel Phillipson. And I'm not going to deliver what you're going to talk about tomorrow morning, okay? Just want to make sure you knew that. But I do want everyone here to picture a story. And it's a story from this week's Torah portion, where a servant sets out with an impossible mission. He's been tasked with finding not just a wife or any wife for his, but a wife for his boss's son, and the right wife at it. Someone whose kindness, someone whose character will carry forward a legacy of love and a legacy of compassion. The servant, whose name is Eliezer, he knows that the stakes are high because his boss, who we know as Abraham, the father of our people, and his son, Isaac, is meant to sort of inherit the sacred mission of his father, but kind of hard to do if Isaac, who doesn't speak so much, also doesn't have a wife. So Eliezer is given a task by Abraham, and he sets out on this journey. And it begins with incredible uncertainty. How do you find the right person in a vast, unfamiliar world where you don't have apps where you can swipe to the left or to the right? As he walks through the arid desert, his thoughts swirl, and he feels the weight of Abraham's trust. He feels the enormity of the task ahead, the haunting question, what if I fail? And Eliezer's caravan arrives to the outskirts of a bustling town just as the sun dips lower in the sky, painting the desert in hues of gold and amber. And he stops at a well, which was the lifeblood of a community, knowing that this is where the people of the town and the women of the town will gather. But he doesn't just rely solely on chance. Eliezer does something remarkable. He actually prays. Eliezer says, God of Abraham, his voice trembling with hope, grant me success. Let the women who are here offer me water and also offer water to my camels. Be the one that you have chosen for Isaac. Well, if only it were that easy. His prayer is both practical and also profound, a test of character. Offering a drink is one thing, but watering 10 thirsty camels, that's a labor of love. And that is an act of selfishness. And just as Eliezer finishes speaking, a young woman approaches the well, and her name, we come to find, is Rebecca. And she walks with quiet confidence, carrying a jar balanced on her shoulder. And Eliezer watches as she moves towards the well, her eyes scanning her surroundings with a mix of awareness and a mix of just ease of self. And summoning his courage, Eliezer steps forward. Please, he asks, may I have a sip of water from your jar? And Rebecca pauses, and her gaze meeting his, and without hesitation, she lowers her jar and she offers him a drink. Drink, she says, her voice steady and her voice kind. Then, as if on instinct, she looks beyond him at the wary camels resting in the fading sunlight, and she says, I will also draw water for your camels until they have finished drinking. I don't know if you've ever seen a camel drink or 10 camels drink. It's a sight to behold. Because what happens next is extraordinary. Rebecca runs back and forth between the well and the camels, pouring water into their troughs over and over again. And her hands, maybe they blister from the weight of the jar, the sweat beads on her brow, but she doesn't stop. Camel after camel, each capable of drinking gallons of water, an enormous challenge. And she completes this task with determination and grace. And as Eliezer watches, awe sort of just washes over him. This is no ordinary act of kindness. It's an extraordinary act of kindness. Because Rebecca isn't just meeting a need, she is the definition of going above and beyond. In her, Eliezer sees the legacy of Abraham and Sarah, who in last week's Torah portion welcomed strangers into their tent, prepared a feast, washed their feet. And like Abraham and Sarah, Rebecca's kindness flows naturally, as if her heart has no limit. Now, the Torah mentions that Rebecca is beautiful. And interestingly, this is one of the few times where someone's physical appearance is mentioned. But I want to suggest that her beauty is not about her appearance. It's about what lies in her actions, her willingness to serve without being asked, her ability to see the needs of others and to respond with love. This, in our tradition, is called chesed, and it's a word that means loving kindness. Chesed is more than just a good deed. It's kindness born from compassion and generosity and love. And Eliezer, moved beyond words, realizes that God had answered his prayers, that Rebekah is the one, the partner for Isaac, who will carry forward the mission of building a world that is rooted in kindness and become the matriarch of our people. But the story isn't just about Eliezer and Rebekah. I want to suggest that the story, like all good Torah stories, is about us. Because like Rebekah, we're called to see the needs of people and the world around us. We're invited to act with chesed, whether it's by sharing what we have, or speaking with kindness, or offering our time and our energy to help someone who's in need. When Eliezer prayed, he didn't ask God to do all the work for him. He made a plan, and he set it into motion, and then he asked God to join him on the plan. And I want to suggest that that's our task too, to take action and trust that God will be with us as we build a better world. Because Rebekah's story reminds us that chesed often shows up in unexpected ways. It may not be with 10 camels. But kindness doesn't have to involve grand gestures or monumental efforts. It can be as simple as how we choose to interact with others in our everyday lives. Imagine standing in line at the grocery store when the person behind you looks rushed and looks fluttered, and then offering them your spot in line, because it may cost you a few minutes, but to them, it could feel like a lifeline in a really hectic day. Or consider holding back from snapping at the gate agent at the airport. After a long wait of angry travelers in front of you, instead of just offering a kind word like, I hope your day gets better. It's small acts sometimes that shift the energy of the moment, creating a ripple of possibility. You don't have to draw water for 10 camels, because kindness matters in all of the spaces that we live, whether it's in person or even in digital spaces. When someone shares a vulnerable post online, maybe a comment that you even disagree with, you can respond with, "I'm thinking of you," or "I don't agree, but I appreciate your perspective." It costs us nothing to infuse our words with kindness, but it has the power to soften tensions, to build connections, and to remind others and ourselves of our shared humanity. These moments may seem insignificant, but they carry the same spirit of Rebecca's actions, seeing a need and choosing to meet it with love. When we practice chesed, when we practice loving kindness in these ways, we're not just helping others. We're building a culture of compassion in a world that so desperately needs it. So, the next time you face a moment of decision, whether to walk away or to help, whether to comment with vitriol or with humanity, remember Rebecca, running tirelessly to draw water from a stranger, running tirelessly to draw water for his camels. Remember the beauty of a heart that gives freely, and let it inspire you to do the same, to commit to the sacred task of building a world of loving kindness, one act at a time. Amen.
Three Hebrew words that we need to learn, one of which Rabbi just taught us. Olam,
Olam,
chesed,
chesed,
yibaneh.
yibaneh.
A world of loving kindness shall be built. Olam, chesed, yibaneh. Yadadai, yadadai, same thing again. Olam, chesed, yibaneh. Chesed yibaneh, yadadai, yadadai, olam chesed, olam chesed yibaneh, yadadai, yadadai. I will build this world from love. I will build this world from love. Yadadai, yadadai, you must build, and you must build this world from love. Yadadai, yadadai, and if we build, and if we build this world from love, yadadai, then God will build, this world from love. Yadadai, yadadai, olam chesed yibaneh, yadadai, olam chesed yibaneh, yadadai, yadadai.
rise with the words of Aleinu L'Shabeach.
Aleinu l'shabeach la'adon hakol, la'tzeit gedula le'yotzeh breshit, shelo asanu kegoyei ha'aratzot, velo samanu kemishpechot ha'adama, shelo sam chelkenu kahem, vegor aleinu kechol hamonam. ואנחנו קוראים ומשתחווים ומודים לפני מלך מלכי המלכים הקדוש ברוך הוא. ונאמר והיה אדוני למלך על כל ביום ההוא יהיה אדוני אחד, ושמו אחד.
Please be seated. As we prepare to say and recite the Mourner's Kaddish, we honor the enduring connection that we share with those who have died. Those who died recently, those who died in seasons long ago, and those whose presence remains deeply woven into the fabric of our own lives. I like to think that there is an invisible string that ties all of us to them, a bond that death can never sever, that even in our grief, that we find strength in the knowledge that this connection that we have with our loved ones endures. So we move forward, step by step, guided by the light of their memories that continues to shine upon us. And with gratitude, we thank God for the gift of their lives and offer the words of the Mourner's Kaddish. We are thinking of those who are in the period of Shloshim, the first 30 days, and it's our congregational custom to stand as the name of your loved one is read. Remember Joyce Annette Donovan, Dolly Makvik, Bernie Miller, Beverly Rosenfeld, and Robert Bob Siegel. We mark with sympathy and sadness the yahrzeits, the anniversaries of the deaths of Celia Bilowitz, Morris Balotz, Paul Bernstein, Selma Bernstein, Miriam Brisdell, Howard Brody, David Hart Beyer, Shane Kalsonick, Carmen Callan, Susan Chernak Spatz, Thad Chesson, Arlene Cohen, Ron Cowan, Betty Gold, Pauline Goldstein, Joseph Griffinhagen, Esther Gunsher, Michael Hefner, Reuben Hersfeld, Ted Hesberg, Claire Hirschman, Herbert J. Kleinman, Alan LaRoe, Edward Frank Levy, Meyer Lipschitz, Ruth Miller, Irving Miller, Gail Pinkney, Adele Prosno, Shirley K. Reeder, Sherry Levine Richter, Louise Rose, Roy Neal Rosen, Harry Rosenberg, William Sass, Sam Schwartz, Etta Faith Faye Gottlieb Cinco, Harry Trodlier, Lillian Wallach, Philip Wand, J. George Weinstein. Remember as well all who died in the Shoah and the Holocaust, our American servicemen and women and first responders who gave their lives for our freedoms and safety, and those who died defending the state of Israel. Zichronam livracha, may their memories be for a blessing as we rise as one congregational family to support the mourners with the words of Kaddish Yatom. the mourner's Kaddish. Yitz Gadal v'yitz Kadash Shemei Rabbah, Be'alma divra chirutei v'yamlich malchutei, B'chayechon uv'yomechon uv'chaye d'chol Beit Yisrael, Ba'agala uv'yisman kariv v'imru, Amen. Yehi Shemei Rabbah mevarach le'olam u'lamei olamaya, Yitbarach v'yishtabach v'yitpa'ar v'yitramam v'yitnaseh, v'yithadar v'yithalev v'yithalal Shemei dekudesha barichu, le'ela min kol birchata v'shirata, tush bechata v'nechemata, da'amiram be'alma v'imru, Amen. Yehi shlama rabba min shemaya, v'chayim aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, Amen. Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, Amen.
Oseh shalom bimromav, hu ya'aseh shalom, aleinu ve'al kol Yisrael, v'imru, amen.
Please be seated. Invite forward Ben Benson, our immediate past president, and as he likes to say, longest serving past president. You have him? Okay.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat
shalom.
shalom.
On behalf of the board, welcome to all our members and guests. As usual, we have a lot of programming happening in the coming weeks, something for everyone. I just want to highlight a few of those programs. Our Giving Tree campaign is officially live. Let's make the holidays brighter for 35 Sterling families by choosing a leaf from the tree in the lobby, shopping our Amazon wish list, or donating $40 of Walmart or Food Line gift cards. We have Project Snowflake ongoing. We're collecting new blankets, coats, socks, and underwear for a roof above and the Howard Levine Men's Shelter. Please donate in the bin in the lobby until December 14th. We have a food drive for JFS Food Pantry Wednesday, December 4th at 10 a.m. Spice volunteers will be at the entrance to greet you and make drop-offs easily. Help us show that seniors make a difference. Everyone is invited to contribute. We are having also a Spice event December 4th at 11 a.m. for an engaging morning with Rabbi Nichols as she talks about her own ancestry, followed by Rhonda Miller, an expert in Jewish genealogy. We have a 6th and 7th grade Hanukkah Glow Party December 7th at 6 p.m. Please register online. Space is limited. Also, join Rabbi Knight for our monthly Sage series, Shaping the Sacred, as we explore the defining disruptions that have transformed Jewish history and practice. This begins Wednesday, December 11th at 11 a.m. And finally, Brotherhood Shabbat service, dinner, and winter clothing drive, Friday, December 13th. There's information about all these events and more on our website. Mazel tov to Isabel and family, and Shabbat Shalom.
Thank you, Ben.
We'll end the way we began with this nigun that is new, and I just want to tell the story, if I may. When Rabbi and I were in Spain a couple weeks ago with members of the congregation on a congregational trip, we spent Shabbat at this beautiful small community called Or Hadash in Madrid. Small group of people renting a space. They don't even have their own building. Everyone volunteers their time and makes Shabbat happen. And of course, when we show up 30 seconds before the service, the student rabbi looks at us and says, you guys will share your American Jewish music, and we'll share our Spanish Jewish music, and you'll give a Devar Torah. And he's like, thanks for the heads up. And so we did. We shared Hine Matov, and we shared a Lecha Dodi that we sing here in our community. And they shared this nigun, which made me laugh because it's written by a rabbi friend of mine in New York. So their Spanish-Jewish song actually is also our song, and just showing that sort of flow of love and community and connection extends all around the world, and we just have to open our eyes and our ears in order to be able to see and hear and feel it. So.
Shabbat Shalom.
Shabbat Shalom.